Good afternoon. How are you, Tom?
I'm very well, thank you, Turgay. Yeah, very well indeed.
Yeah. Okay.
I, f- I feel quite privileged that you've asked me to be interviewed. It's quite good,
Yeah,
very
it is.
special.
Yeah, it is my honor, to have this interview with you.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, let's yeah, go for it. Go for
Okay.
it.
Okay,
Whatever you need to
Tom.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can start then.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
first of all, can you give me some information about yourself, Tom?
Yes, I'm. Gosh, 45 years old. I now live in the UK after quite a few years abroad. Um, I live in a town or near a town called Bristol, which is on the western side of the UK. If you draw a line from London from east to west,
Yeah.
it's almost exactly horizontal. I've spent a couple of years abroad recently sailing and teaching English to people who want to learn English. I've spent many years as a
So,
trainer, a coach.
yeah, in which countries did you teach English, Tom?
Okay, Netherlands,
Yeah.
France, Spain, Morocco, Italy, and for a very short time in Brazil.
Okay. So, does that show that you're single? Because it's difficult to travel from one country to another country with a family.
Yes, yeah. I am single now. I used to be married, but I'm no longer married. I'm divorced. When my ex-wife and me got divorced, I went abroad, did lots of sailing, did lots of teaching. So yes, it will be very difficult for me to take a family with me on a boat. But sadly, no, I'm divorced, so I do that on my own.
Yeah. So at this point, let's talk about your hobbies, your leisure activities. What do you do in your free time, Tom?
I like to go sailing. That's the one thing that I have a passion about. I don't know why. It's a silly hobby. It's very wet, very cold, very dangerous sometimes. But that's what I like doing. I also like climbing mountains. Anything that's to do with the outdoors. Um, I read a lot. I listen to a lot of people.
So
That's about
since
it, really.
you are talking about the books, can you tell me what kind of books do you like reading, or who are your favorite authors?
Oh gosh. I read these days. I read absolute rubbish. Popular bestsellers. Authors like Scott McBain, Stephen Leather, a couple of Danish guys, a couple of Swedish guys. Let me just have a look. One of the books that I just got out of the library recently is a crime novel by a lady called Karen Rose. I like anything these days. I like anything which is a distraction, which is just entertainment. I do still study, but when I read, I prefer to read things that are entertaining.
Okay, what about music? Do you like listening to music?
Sometimes it depends on my mood.
Yeah. And
Um,
what kind of music do you listen to?
okay, I've got very broad tastes when it comes to music. I listen for anything from Mozart to Pink Floyd, from Beethoven to punk, um, Chopin to heavy rock. It all depends on what my mood is.
Yeah, okay. So, what about teaching? You have a good experience in teaching English. So, first of all, how long have you been teaching English?
Okay, I've been teaching English on and off for about 10 years, maybe 12 years. Um, my experiences of teaching English over those years have been mixed. Sometimes it's been good, sometimes it's been bad. Every now and then I get approached by a student who is absolutely wonderful, and I spend a lot of time with them. Commonly it's classes or small groups, in which case one needs to deliver a certain level of teaching. I prefer the personal, the one-to-one, because the student can be proud of what they've learnt and what they've achieved, and I can be proud because I was their teacher. I prefer one-to-one teaching. Small groups are very good. Big classes, whoa, not too keen on those. All in all, I think my feeling about the experience of teaching English has been very good indeed.
Yeah. What about online teaching? What do you think about online teaching? I mean, do you like online teaching? It is a new field, and of course, many people don't have enough experience about online teaching.
Online teaching is it's not new anymore. It's a tool. The World Wide Web is a tool that a lot of people can use. It's not always used to the best effect. It gives us a big world that we can use, but what I prefer to do is even if I'm using the World Wide Web, is to make it as personal as possible. There are lots of tools available. There are lots of ways to deliver information. My difficulty is I like to be physical with teaching. I like to stand up when I say stand up, or I like to wave my arms in the air when I say great. But there are drawbacks with online teaching. It doesn't give you that same kind of feel. But there are other ways around that. It's an incredibly useful tool to introduce people to languages and to give everyone an opportunity to learn. And I don't mean just the students, I mean the teachers as well, to learn from the experiences that they have with their students. It's difficult. I match things according to what a person wants.
Okay,
I
I
have
understand you very well.
okay.
Yeah. So, what about, do you have some future goals? Of course, you must have. I mean, can you little talk about some of your future goals or expectations or just aims?
That's tricky.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I had all sorts of goals and all sorts of aims, um, many of which I've actually done. After being married and getting divorced, I think my perspective has changed somewhat. Um, my aims and goals are probably not the same. I don't have the same sort of ambition in terms of being successful, in terms of making lots of money, being the boss. Most of those have gone by the wayside now. I find it more valuable to be able to smile at somebody or with somebody when I know that I've done something right. I'm more into people now than I am into ambition. So if to answer your question very, very short, in a very short way, no, I don't really have ambition. I'd like to do what I do in the best possible way that I can. And that's not the best possible way that I think I can. It's the best possible way that other people get on with.
Yeah.
So that's my ambition, to be a nice guy.
Okay. So thank you for letting me have this great conversation with you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I hope that my students are going to appreciate that they're gonna be enjoying this conversation.
Good, good. I hope they get some benefit from it. Turgay, you know where I am now. If ever you want to, if you ever, or anything, to be honest, anything, come back to me at all. Anytime you want to speak, it will be my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for your collaboration.